Hello, it's good to see you today. Since airlines have started charging the big bucks to check baggage, it's amazing how skilled travelers have become in packing everything into one small carry-on bag. But nobody ever packed more into a smaller space than our God. Into the container of grace, He has packed everything we needed or will ever need. In Romans 5, Paul unpacks that glorious suitcase of grace. By grace we have peace with God, and in this state we stand so strong that not even suffering can take away our joy nor erase our hope. Christ handed us this all-in-one package right when we needed it. We had nothing. This is what it says in Romans 5. For if, while we were God's enemies, we were reconciled to Him through the death of His Son, how much more, having been reconciled, shall we be saved through His life? In other words, we owed $1 million debt we could never pay. When Christ showed up with His suitcase of grace, He didn't just square us with God to even things out. Far beyond that, He saved us eternally. He promoted us to sonship. He enriched us beyond what we could have ever achieved. And get this, He did this while we were still acting like God's enemies. We could never have packed so much good into one bag because we pridefully want to earn our own good fortune. God's grace seems to us, too generous. Well, it's true that we question the justice of how one man's sin, that is Adam, got us into this mess. But then God asks us whether it's any less just for one man's obedience, that is Christ's, to make everyone right again. Sure, one man's act got us into trouble, but then another man's act got us out. But more than that, He saved us eternally. Wow! God fit a lot into His suitcase of grace. He packed enough for everybody. God is like that landowner that Jesus talked about, who when questioned about His impartial generosity replied this way, "Don't I have the right to do what I want with what is my own money? Or are you envious because I am generous?" Matthew 20 and verse 15. Well, sometimes when you're handed a gift, it pays not to ask too many questions. God has handed us a suitcase of grace. In a lifetime, no, make that in an eternity, we will never unpack it all. In that suitcase, there's enough for you and for anyone you meet who may have trespassed against you. You already have everything you need in your suitcase of grace. Well, thank you for joining today's devotional. If you felt encouraged, subscribe for more daily reflections. You can hit that bell icon to stay updated. Share this with someone who needs comfort, and until next time, peace and blessings be upon you. Take care, and we'll see you at the next devotional.